What we said in the
इसको देखिए, इसको ऐसे ऑन करना है ना। मुझे पता नहीं है इसका क्या तो गया। हाँ हो गया है, ये तो होल्ड हो गया। हाँ तो होता रहेगा। पता
So at the end of the session, what we said was till now we have discussed about the harmony in individual, harmony in family, harmony in society. And we have been able to see what it would be as per our natural acceptance. Now we said that this is what is naturally accepted to us. But then is it possible for us to live like that? Is nature designed in a manner that one can live in harmony at the level of individual, at the level of family, at the level of society? Or is it contrary to the way the nature is? So we said we will try to understand this harmony in nature and then finally the harmony in existence. So we are starting our exploration into this harmony in nature. So the number one statement we have made is nature is collection of units. So all the units that we see around, like units like soil, water, units like plants and trees, units like animals and birds, and finally the units like human beings. So these are the units which we see around. And collection of all these units is called nature. So when we say nature, this is what we mean, right? Collection of all these units which we see around. This is called nature. Now, if you look at the nature, you can see that all these units can be seen in terms of these four orders. So these are the four orders that we see in nature. We can identify them with their specific characteristics, which we will mention in detail now. So if you look at this, this is called physical order. This soil and water and things like that is called physical order. Then these plants and trees, they are called pranic order. These animals and birds, we are calling as animal order. And this human being, we are calling as human order.
Where does insect fall? Animal.
Yeah, you will, when we discuss about the details, then we will be able to see that whether it will fall in this category or this category. Whether it fall in animal order or pranic order. So if you look at the nature, what you see is that there are 4 orders in nature. These units can be divided, in 4 orders on the basis of their characteristics, on the basis of their activity. Right? So that is one thing. The second thing is that if you look at these 4 orders, the relationship between them is that of mutual fulfillment. Which means they are related to each other. And they are mutually fulfilling. So they are related to each other in a mutually fulfilling manner. That is what we were talking about when we described this in connection with the production and work. That these 3 orders, the soil, water, which is called physical order, then animal, these plants and trees, which are called pranic order, animal and birds, which are called animal order, they are already in a relationship of mutual fulfillment among each other. Right? So we took this example of the forest. So if you look at the forest, right, all these are mutually fulfilling for each other among themselves. You don't have to do anything for them. Right? They are mutually fulfilling for each other, or you have to do something about it. You don't have to do anything for them. Now when you place human being there, they are also mutually fulfilling for human being. And if you ask your natural acceptance, okay, your natural acceptance is for being mutually fulfilling for each of them, right? And that is what we are not able to ensure. Or that is what we need to ensure. So if only human being has the right understanding, okay, they will be able to fulfill this relationship of mutual fulfillment. Right? Rest of them are anyway doing it. So in that sense, there is a relationship of mutual fulfillment among these 4 orders. Right? The first 3 orders are mutually fulfilling for each other. They are mutually fulfilling for human being also. Human being also has a natural acceptance for this mutual fulfillment for the rest 3 orders. So this is one observation which is important. Now with this we can go into the details, some of the details about these 4 orders, and can see how we have divided them into these 4 orders, basis of it. So you can, number 1, identify them on the basis of units. Then you can identify them on the basis of their activity. You can also identify them on the basis of their characteristics. we will see, finally we can identify them on the basis of their inheritance. Inheritance, or the other word which is used in the conformance. We'll take them one by one. If you look at the physical order, so if you look at this physical order, there are units like soil, water, metals, so all these units are there. If you look at their activity, there is an activity of, let me use this word, composition and decomposition. If you look at the basic characteristic of it, so if you look at the physical order, like soil, water, metal, things like this, there is an activity of composition and decomposition. Something is formed, something is deformed in the process. For example, if you have a piece of iron, okay, and if it comes in contact with the air and water, humidity, it gets rusted. So there is a rust in the iron. You can see that. So what is happening? Some composition is taking place of iron with oxygen. Okay? So you have ferric oxide, and that is what is the rust. Further, the water is getting degenerated, decomposed. Right? So when water and this iron comes in the contact, then iron is composing a ferric oxide with oxygen. The water is decomposing, right, into hydrogen and oxygen. So that is what is happening. Some composition, some decomposition is taking place. And this always keeps happening. Right. So the activity that takes place in this physical order is that of composition and decomposition. But if you look at the pranic order, that is things like plants and trees, you will see this activity of composition and decomposition. So this is there. Right? Composition and decomposition is taking place. that is the plant is absorbing water, soil, okay, the heat, sun, energy, right? And then some composition is taking place. That composition, decomposition takes place. But on top of this activity of respiration is also taking place. Can you see this? So all these plants and trees, right, they have this activity of respiration. But when it is physical order, it just has the activity of composition and decomposition. Now, when it comes to this characteristic, this physical order is characterized by its existence in a definite order. So, for example, if you take a piece of iron, right, it will continue to be a piece of iron, right, in a certain very definite order, unless there is some composition, decomposition taking place. So this existence is the basic characteristic of this physical order. But you can see that if you give 1 kg of piece of iron, okay, after 1 month, 1 year, it will remain 1 kg of iron. Okay. But if you take a plant, right, after 1 year, it will remain like a plant. So that existence is there, but then there is growth. So there is existence plus there is growth. What do you think? That plant will remain 1 kg of plant only? It will grow, right? It will become more than 1 kg. Or it will remain 1 kg. More than 1 kg. Very simple, right? And the only way to keep it at 1 kg is to convert it into physical order. So you cut the tree, it becomes wood, right? Now it is in physical order. Okay. Now it will not grow. But as long as it is in planic order, right? As long as it is like a plant, it will grow. Right? So can you see this difference? That the basic characteristic of the plant is not only to exist, right, in a definite order, but also to grow. Whereas a piece of iron will continue to exist in a definite order. Right? No growth is taking place. Is that okay? Yeah. Now let's talk about this animal order. So we have animals and birds. Now, when you look at these animals and birds, you have to look at them at two levels. Right? At the level of body and at the level of self. So at the level of body, you will have composition, decomposition, plus you will have respiration. So at the level of body, it is working like the plant, like the tree. It has composition, decomposition, and it has respiration. At the level of self, it has the activity of selecting and testing. So the lower activity of selecting and testing can be seen in the animal, right? But it largely does the selecting and testing, okay, in accordance with the nurturing of the body. Right? So in accordance with nurturing of the body, it does the selecting and testing in. If you look at human being, okay, let me put this. In terms of the characteristic, there is existence and growth in body. And there is a will to live in I. Right? So there is a will to live in I. As far as the body is concerned, it has the characteristic of existence plus growth. When it comes to human being, you can see this human order. This human order has got only one type of unit, and that is human being. That is why all human beings are same, right? Similar. There are no different breeds, right? In animals and birds, there are different breeds, right? So these human beings are there. If you look at this, okay, at the level of body, it is the same. But at the level of self, you can see now these activities of imaging, activity of analyzing, this activity of selecting and testing, right? In I. So at the level of human being, all these activities have become prominent. This activity of imaging, activity of analyzing, and then activity of selecting and testing. So these are the activities which are taking place in I. If you look at the activity at the level of body, it is the same, right? As animal, which is the same as pranic order. Now if you look at the basic characteristics, at the level of body it is same, existence and growth. But at the level of self, there is a will to live with continuous happiness. That is the difference between the animal and the human being, right? The animals have the will to live. The human being also have will to live, but live with continuous happiness. And if you try to what you have to do to ensure this continuity of happiness, What you need to do is the right understanding and right feeling. Which requires right understanding. That is knowledge. Knowledge, Gyan, in Hindi it is called Gyan. So Gyan is required, knowledge is required, right understanding is required. This right understanding will lead to right understanding and right feeling, which will lead to continuous happiness in life. This is the basic characteristic of human being. Right? Now you can see, okay, all that you see around in nature will fall in this category or this category or this category or this category. That is all that you see around in the nature. Right? Things like soil, water, metal and so on. Then things like trees and plants. Then things like animals and birds, and finally things like human beings. And we can understand all these four orders, okay, on the basis of their units, on the basis of their activity, on the basis of their basic characteristics. And why we need to understand them? Because we have to live with them. So if we want to live with happiness, we have to live in harmony in nature. Right? In order to live in harmony in nature, I must understand this nature and the different orders in nature, different units in nature. Right? Only when I understand them properly, I can decide what to do with whom. So if I understand human being, I can decide what to do with human being, with myself and with other human beings. If I understand what is animals and birds, then I can decide how to live with these animals and birds in a harmonious manner. Similarly, the plants and trees and the soil and water and metals, right? So it is essential for me to understand them. What do you think? Is it essential to understand? Because if you don't understand, right, one problem is that we'll always feel insecure, right? We'll have a feeling of fear. The other is we are not able to live with them in a mutually fulfilling manner, which will create problems later on. So I need to understand all of them, right? Every unit I have to understand, every order I have to understand. So I have given this description of these four orders on the basis of the units, on the basis of their activity, on the basis of their characteristics. Now you can observe this and see whether this is true, not true.
I guess the only difference that I understand between animal and human is the right understanding and feelings and knowledge. It seems like the other things are common for both.
Yeah, that's what we have been saying right from the first day.
But here we say that the animals don't imagine or analyze or have a continuous happiness.
Yeah, so the major concern of the animal in terms of activity, if you see, has to do with selecting and testing. Okay. And which has to do with their will to live. So this is the major concern. When you come to human being, right, this is a concern. Okay, that will to live is a concern, but that's not only concern. Right? This will to live with continuous happiness, okay, has what has become very prominent. And this has become prominent because of this activity of imaging, activity of thinking. This issue of fearlessness, for example, we are talking in the last session.